Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thank you for joining me. It is Friday. Yes. It is time for the weekend. Hope everybody is safe, enjoying their Friday. It's sunny here in the High 10, reasonably warm. Amen. Please be safe out there shopping. Remember to keep your parcels inside of your trunk, not on the seats of your car. Go in groups if you're going to go at night to shop. Be aware of your surroundings, where you park your car, and do not leave any boxes outside your home, as so people don't know what you have purchased from the store. Take those said boxes and take them to the public dump. Hi, Outlaw, how are you? Take them to the public dump and dump your boxes so people don't know what you've bought. And be careful what you post on social media pertaining to your parcels. Hi, honey, how are you? Oh, that's okay. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is a two-part live pertaining to Jussie Smollett, the case at hand. The state has rested. Defense is now on board. They're asking for a mistrial. And the second part of the live is FedEx. Who is the dirty buggers that have been dropping your packages down a ravine and other said locations in the state of Alabama? The link is at the top of the page. When I'm done with the commentary, feel free to hit the link to give your opinion on Jussie Smollett and the FedEx bandits. Amen. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. We're going to go down this queue and play every piece of audio I can find pertaining to Jussie Smollett. This was uploaded 5 hours ago by News Nation. Thank you so much for joining me. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Let me go back in.
The prosecution has rested its case, but not before jurors heard from the second of two brothers who prosecutors say Smollett recruited to attack him. Both brothers are key witnesses against the former Empire TV actor. Let's get over to Nick Smith for more on this. Nick?
Adrian, the second Osundario brother, echoed his brother's testimony on the stand, saying Jussie Smollett plotted the attack on himself and paid the brothers to carry it out. The testimony comes as Smollett's lawyer spent the day trying to discredit the prosecution's star witnesses. On Thursday, day 4 of Jussie Smollett's criminal trial, Olabinjo Osundario corroborated his brother's account of conspiring with Smollett to stage a fake hate crime against the actor, which Smollett claimed to police was committed by two men wearing MAGA hats. Deputy Special Prosecutor Sam Mendenhall asking Osundario, "Mr. Smollett asked you to fake attack him?" "Yes," the brother answered from the witness stand. "Pretending to be Trump supporters," Mendenhall continued. "Yes," Osundario said. "So he could then post it on social media," the prosecutor asked. "Yes," Osundario responded. The witness went on to say it was his brother who was tasked with hitting Smollett, while according to the plan, he was to put a noose around Smollett's neck and pour gasoline on him. Ultimately, the plan changed to bleach. "I wasn't comfortable pouring gasoline on somebody," Osundario testified. Smollett's defense team insists the actor is the victim of an attack perpetrated by the Osundario brothers and brought up Olabinjo's 2012 conviction for aggravated battery under cross-examination. Defense also telling the jurors that the police made a rush to judgment in accusing Smollett of lying to them. Smollett is charged with 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct, 1 count for each time he gave a report to the alleged attack. If convicted, he could face up to 3 years in prison, although most legal experts say he'll likely be placed on probation in order to do community service. And a bizarre thing to note from yesterday's proceedings, one of Smollett's lawyers asked for a mistrial after she says the judge physically lunged at her during the sidebar discussion. The judge denied ever doing so and then denied the mistrial request. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on...
Oh, my goodness. What a mess. The state has rested. One of the brothers has testified about him wanting to pour gasoline on him. He did not want to do that. His other brother is the one who enacted the attack. Then we have his attorneys wanting a mistrial and saying that the judge lunged at them during a sidebar. This has now become a orchestrated shit show, along with the hoax of asking these two brothers to put a noose around his neck and say they attacked him, get the city all up in a roar in America, cause friction on the set of Empire. You brought down a whole show because they depended on you and your character. It's just a bunch of BS. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the next commentary pertaining to this case. WGN News is the source. This was 19 hours ago. Thank you all for joining me. Hello, Justice. Hello, honey. Thank you so much for joining me last night. And thank you, Crime Lines and Lies, for extending the olive branch today. Amen. Thank you.
Drama today in the Jussie Smollett trial as the second of two brothers takes the stand to contend the actor hired them to stage a fake hate crime.
And WGN's Mike Lowe has been covering the trial, and he joins us live from the Cook County Criminal Court building with the very latest today. Mike?
Ray and Micah, good evening to both of you. The prosecution has rested its case, and now it is in the hands of Jussie Smollett's defense team. The big question now is, will Smollett take the stand in his own defense? This was certainly a dramatic day in courtroom number 700 here at the Layton Cook County Criminal Court building, as there was even a motion for a mistrial. The defense saying that the judge was making comments and facial expressions that could bias the jury. The judge dismissed that motion. We also heard from the two star witnesses from the prosecution, but before all of that happened, we also heard from one of Jussie Smollett's oldest friends who gave her own kind of testimony.
He is an amazing person, and I think that at least the world should give him the opportunity to have not only a fair trial, but look at who he is.
Lauren Mistrial, who says she's known actor Jussie Smollett for 2 decades, was a character witness of sorts for the former Empire star, who is now facing a criminal trial on 6 felony counts of disorderly conduct, accused of making false statements to the Chicago police as they investigated what they now say was a hoax hate crime that the actor orchestrated.
I've known him for so long, and there is no way that Jussie Smollett would do anything like this.
That was the message for the court of public opinion. In the actual court of law, Bola Osundairo, the star witness against Smollett, was back on the witness stand, this time to be cross-examined by Smollett's defense team, which for nearly 3 hours tried to demonstrate that the alleged hoax hate crime was actually a scheme hatched by Osundairo and his brother, a claim Osundairo denied. Defense attorney Shay Allen asked him, "You attacked Jussie Smollett because you wanted to scare him into hiring you?" Osundairo answered, "No, sir." Defense attorneys also suggested that Bola was having a secret sexual relationship with Smollett, a claim which he denied. The defense then asked about the attack itself. If this was a fake attack with real slurs and real bruises, who was the audience? Osundairo answered, according to Jussie, the media. Shortly after noon, the other bodybuilding brother, Ola Binjo, known as Ola Osundairo, was called to testify. His statements echoed his brother's. He told Special Prosecutor Samuel Mendenhall that Smollett approached the brothers with what he called a, quote, crazy idea. He said he would want us to yell out racial and homophobic slurs at him. He wanted us to say, "Aren't you that Empire, F-word, N-word, and this is MAGA country." He said Smollett wanted the brothers to pose as supporters of former President Donald Trump and carry out a staged hate crime on the openly gay black actor. Mendenhall asked Osundairo, "Mr. Smollett wanted you to buy a red hat to look like a Trump supporter?" Osundairo answered, "Yes. He pretty much said that he wanted to be bruised up so it would look like he was actually in a fight with somebody." And after the prosecution rested its case today, the defense made a motion to have all of the counts dismissed. That motion was denied by the judge. So now that the case is in the hands of defense attorneys, it remains to be seen whether or not they will call any witnesses tonight. The jury right now is on what the judge described as a short dinner break. Reporting live at the Cook County Criminal Court building, Mike Lowe, WGN News. Okay, Mike.
WGN News. That was uploaded 19 hours ago. I'm giving you a play-by-play because I did not give you information Wednesday and Thursday pertaining to the trial. So I'm going in the queue to bring up everything as of late. Let's see. So we do know that Abel Osundairo has testified that he was paid, he and his brother, to exact this crime. I'm going to bring you the latest story pertaining to this trial, and they're asking for a mistrial, his attorneys, saying that the judge is making facial expressions that could bias the jury and lunged at one of the defense attorneys during a sidebar. The judge has denied all accounts and has denied a mistrial on behalf of Jussie Smollett. Here we go. New York Post is the storyline. It's the source. And this was uploaded 26 minutes ago to the YouTube queue. One moment, please. Hello, Jackie. How are you doing, honey? Okay, they're not playing the information like I thought. Hold on. Let me find something else. I thought they were going to give me some information. I'm going to play testimony from 2 days ago. CBS Chicago is the source. This is just recapping the past 2 days of information pertaining to the case. Naturally, I won't know what happened today. I have to wait till the end of this evening to get all this information according to what happened in court today. So I'm playing you the past commentary from Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you all so much for joining me. This source is CBS Chicago. It says lead detective explains how Jussie Smollett went from victim to suspect. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Thank you so much for joining me.
Attorneys, that was their defense yesterday, that this whole case was a rush to judgment. The lead detective said this case was anything but. He said it was good police work. He walked the jury through the evidence of this case step by step from start to finish, from when Jussie Smollett was a victim to the time he was a suspect.
Detective Michael Thies, the lead detective on the Jussie Smollett case, says about 25 Chicago police officers spent more than 3,000 hours and collected 1,500 hours of surveillance video to help solve the vicious hate crime actor Jussie Smollett reported January 29th, 2019, making it clear that Smollett was the victim at first. Detective Thies told the jury, "This was horrible. The crime was a hate crime. There was a noose, there was bleach. The mayor on down, everybody wanted answers. They wanted to know what happened." Police were looking for the men in this grainy video as the possible suspects, but detectives didn't know who they were. Then, a major break in the case. Brothers Abel and Ola Osundaro were identified from this rideshare video they took the night of the attack.
I'm pissed off.
Smollett went on national TV and said he was positive the men in the surveillance video were his attackers. Detectives thought they solved the case.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them.
Once in custody, the brothers told investigators it was all a hoax. Police then spent days trying to determine if the brother's story added up. They said, "At the end of the investigation, we determined the alleged hate crime was actually a staged event, and the hate crime did not occur." From the rope the brothers purchased at the Crafty Beaver hardware store near their family home, to the red hats and ski masks purchased with the $100 bill Smollett allegedly gave them to buy the supplies, to video of Smollett's car supposedly doing a dry run of the attack, Detective Thies says the evidence showed that Smollett orchestrated the attack. Smollett faces 6 disorderly conduct charges for staging and reporting a fake hate crime. His brother Jojo read a brief statement in support of his brother before court Tuesday.
I just want to express that it has been incredibly painful as his family to watch someone you love be accused of something they did not do.
And during cross-examination, Jussie Smollett's attorneys, they brought up some what they considered homophobic social media from one of the brothers. They did ask that lead detective. The lead detective has been on the stand for much of the day. Judge Lynn expects court again to go till about 7 o'clock tonight again. We are live from the Layton Criminal Courthouse. Charlie DeMar, CBS 2 News.
And to see all of
CBS 2 News is a source. This is content uploaded 2 days ago. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. I'm playing you feedback from days ago so you can get an idea of what has transpired with these said people. I'm now going to bring you commentary uploaded 1 hour ago by ABC 7. Defense lobs bombshell accusations at Empire Actors Trial Star Witness Brothers. Thank you for joining me.
Heard that night in 2019. As Jussie Smollett was walking in Streeterville, his music manager Brandon Moore said he was on the phone with the Empire actor. "I heard a person mention something MAGA country," Moore testified. "Something wasn't right. I could hear scuffling in the background. Jussie got on the phone and said, 'I just got jumped.'" Northwestern ER doctor Robert Torelli said Smollett's injuries were serious enough for him to order an X-ray and CT scan, both revealing no major injury. The defense contending there was nothing fake about the Osundaro brothers' assault on the openly gay Empire star. Older sibling Ola peppered with defense questions about years-old social media and text messages that were seemingly disparaging of gay people. When Judge James Lynn told the defense to move along, calling the material collateral, the defense in sidebar with the jury out of the room motioned for a mistrial. "There will be no mistrial," said Judge Lynn. Ola denied he and his brother were homophobic, testifying that they both appeared shirtless on a Pride Parade float in 2015, and that he worked for years as a bouncer in Boys Town. I have no hate for anybody, said Ola. I believe in God, and God is love. The day began with younger brother Bola, who's an accomplished amateur boxer, dodging jabs from the defense. Denied he tried to get a $5,000 a week job as Smollett's security guard and sought $1 million payout and another $1 million for his brother to not testify against Smollett. At one point, the defense with a bombshell allegation. When did you and Jussie start dating? Asked defense attorney Shay Allen. What, said Bola? We were never dating. After 4 long days, the judge giving the jury the day off tomorrow. Court resumes on Monday. And at this point, it's still unclear if Smollett himself will testify.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to...
All right, ABC 7 News is the source. That is the latest information in the queue pertaining to this crazy, crazy story. I'm going to go ahead and read some commentary. So now we have the defense trying to make it appear that the brothers are homophobic. They have had ill things to say about homosexuals in the past on social media posts, asking for a mistrial, saying the judge was making funny faces, biased faces to bias the jury, excuse me. Obviously, the defense attorneys are going to do whatever they have to do to make their client appear innocent in this said information. But my information that I've gathered from the beginning of this trial, beginning of this scenario when it first jumped off 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, they all knew each other. That's how he was able to hire them. One of them was known to be a trainer, also working on the set of Empire. So I believe that's how he came to know these brothers, or one of the brothers, let's say. And I do believe Jussie Smollett hatched this plan, used the brothers, paid them to exact this hate crime, this faux crime. And rather they said derogatory things pertaining to the sex of men, I still don't think that has any bearing on the case. I believe he chose who he chose, whether he knew they liked gay men or not, gay people or not. I believe he hired them for the task at hand to pretend that he got beat up. I also find it interesting that we have a doctor saying his injuries appeared serious enough for him to get an x-ray, but my understanding that there was nothing visibly to make a person think that he was beat up. So now you have x-rays coming back saying, no, nothing was broke, cracked. So what were the injuries that were physical for you to come to that conclusion? Because I'm confused. Because my understanding, when all this mess jumped off, he didn't look like he was beat up. Maybe a scratch on his face or so. So now you have a doctor saying how it looked. But yet the x-rays come back, nothing was broke, cracked on Jussie Smollett. And I will say this from common sense. If I wanted to beat you up for whatever reason, I'm going to beat you up. You're not going to get up. You're not going to walk. 2 oversized grown men with muscles would have put him to sleep. There wouldn't even be a story about a hate crime. As far as a noose around the neck, it'd be, hey, they found Jussie Smollett dead on the ground. So that's something that's obvious. If indeed these 2 men were homophobic, wanted to injure him, rob him, assault him physically, they would have beat him down. The fact that Jussie Smollett could get up, report the crime, go home, be filmed, all in one piece, tells me everything I need to know. This was a faux crime. He hired these guys to do this job. He paid them. They tracked the payment. He knew them. And that's how it led to him getting them to do this act. And I believe them when they say he paid them to pretend to assault him in that street on January 29th, 2019. Thank you for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to now try to bring you some information pertaining to this crazy story. Oh, Lordy. All these videos popping up. Let's see. Okay. CNN is my first source. Hello, Miss Broomer. Thank you for joining me. Prosecution rests after brothers testified Jussie Smollett directed them to carry out a fake racist and anti-gay attack. This is uploaded yesterday at 3:14 p.m. Two brothers testified in court over the past 2 days that Empire actor Jussie Smollett directed them to carry out a fake hate crime while pretending to be Donald Trump supporters in an attempt to get media attention. Abin Bola Ansadero and his brother Alabiho Ola Ansadero provided critical testimony on Wednesday and Thursday in Smollett's criminal trial on charges that he staged the attack and falsely reported it to police. The prosecution rested Thursday evening after 3 days of testimony in which it called 7 witnesses, including the brothers. The brothers told juries that Smollett had this crazy idea of having 2 MAGA supporters attack him and that he wanted to put that on social media. Mr. Ola said that. Mr. Smollett asked you to fake attack on him, Deputy Special Prosecutor Sam Mendenhall asked. Yes, Ola responded. Pretending to be Trump supporters, Mendenhall continued. Yes, Ola said. So he could then post it on social media, the prosecutor continued. Yes, Ola answered. He said that Bola was taxed with hitting Smollett, while Smollett wanted Ola to put a noose around his neck and pour gasoline on him. They ultimately changed gasoline to bleach because Ola Ansadero said, I wasn't comfortable pouring gasoline on somebody. Smollett, who is black and gay, has said 2 men struck him, yelled anti-gay and racist remarks, put a noose around his neck and poured bleach on him on a frigid night in Chicago in January 2019. Police initially investigated the incident as a possible hate crime and poured significant resources into solving the case and locating the 2 men. But after interviewing them and finding other evidence, authorities instead determined that Smollett paid the men $3,500 to stage the hate crime against him so he could get publicity and a career boost. Smollett has pleaded not guilty to 6 counts of disorderly conduct for allegedly making false reports to police that he was a victim of a hate crime. His defense attorney said in opening statements he is a real victim and the men saw the actor as a mark or target. Thursday's session got heated and defense attorneys called for a mistrial. One of the lawyers called Judge James Lynn lunged at her and another said the judge was making facial expressions. It began when the judge interjected as attorney Tamara Walker repeatedly repressed Ola on his use of homophobic words, such as when he referred to a musician friend as a fruity ass. Lynn angrily instructed Walker to move on with her line of collateral questioning. The defense has suggested during the trial that homophobia may have been a motive in a real hate crime attack that night. In a heated exchange, Walker asked the judge for a sidebar, which he denied at first. After the defense for a second time requested a meeting outside the earshot of the jury, Lynn sent the panel out of the room. Walker and the defense team requested a mistrial. As the exchange between the judge and the defense quickly escalated, Walker became emotional, at one point sobbing as she paced around the table, claiming Lynn was not allowing her to continue a line of questioning that was critical to the defense case. What the hell? You the lawyer and you in there crying? Let me read that again, because I know I done fell all the way down. Walker became emotional, at one point sobbing as she paced around the table, claiming Lynn was not allowing her to continue a line of questioning that was critical to the defense's case. You are a professional, lady. What the F are you doing crying your first day to deliver remarks on behalf of your client? You're supposed to cry afterwards when the verdict has been read. You're crying because you can't get your way with the judge? Wow. See, this is why I have a problem with people who go on trial for certain crimes. Their lawyers are just as sick as they are. And yes, you're supposed to go get an attorney, be represented, considered innocent until proven guilty. But this is a perfect example of attorneys acting just as malicious and cutthroat as their client. Jesus, this is sick. Walker also claimed Lynn lunged at her while at the sidebar, something Lynn vehemently denied. When you said the word mistrial, and I know you have some pressure here, I'm stunned that you would consider a mistrial, Lynn said. Ms. Walker, there were objections that had to be sustained, and I was trying to get back on point. Just because you think you were allowed to go one way, we're all just doing our jobs, Lynn told Walker. There will be no mistrial, he told the stunned courtroom. Defense attorney Heather Whittle also addressed the judge, stating, I would also like to go on the record that there are facial objections coming from the bench. When there are objections, you're great at facial expressions, Lynn shot back. Court ended Thursday night after the defense calling its own witnesses. Defense sharply questions Bola Ansadero. The brothers delivered the core testimony of the case, stating plainly that the attack was always intended to be fake. Bola answered Daryl was the first of the two brothers to testify speaking in court on Wednesday and Thursday. He told the court that Smollett wanted me to fake beat him up, and he agreed to do so because he felt indebted to the actor. I believe he could help further my acting career, answered Daryl testified. He told me that he would need another person to fake beat him up. He mentioned, could my brother do it? I said yes. The actor directed them to say Empire effing NIGGR MAGA, fake punch him, pour bleach on him, and then run away, he testified. Who was in charge of this thing, Webb asked. Jussie was, Bola Ansadero told the jury. The man also said Smollett first explained the plan to him in a car where Smollett was smoking marijuana. Even though he's smoking, you still think he's serious? Asked defense attorney Shay Allen. He sounded serious, Bola Ansadero responded. Ansadero says Smollett wanted to use the fake attack or camera footage for media. He testified that while he didn't expect payment for helping Smollett stage the attack, the actor still gave him a check for $3,500. Ting, 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 ting. Check for $3,500, not for being my trainer, as was speculated many moons ago. In cross-examination, Allen accused Bola Ansadero of having a desire to work security for Smollett and that it became a growing point of tension. Ansadero testified he didn't remember. You attacked just because you wanted to scare him into hiring you, accused Allen, to which Ansadero responded no. However, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb asked whether Smollett ever talked about security at all while his fake attack was being hatched, and Ansadero responded no. Testimony grew tense at times as Allen asked whether Bola Ansadero had a sexual relationship with Smollett, which he denied. And how could he have not expected the police to get involved if the media attention on the story grew, as Smollett allegedly planned? I wasn't thinking, Bola Ansadero said. We finally agree on something, Allen responded. During a redirect examination, Webb honed in on the timing of the alleged hoax on one of the coldest nights in Chicago. If you had not had advanced discussions with Jussie Smollett, how would you know where he would be at 2 a.m. in a polar vortex? I wouldn't, Ansadero responded. Later, Ola Ansadero testified the brothers had at one point contemplated leaving if the actor didn't show up. It was super cold that night. I was freezing the whole time we were out there, he said. My brother saw him, and that's when we continued to approach him. Ansadero said that's when he put the rope over Smollett's head and poured bleach on him while trying not to get bleach on Smollett's face to avoid injuring the actor. Now, why would I be concerned about injuring him in his eye if I'm trying to harm him? Stay woke. Defense witness says Smollett sounded panicked. The first witness called by the defense described what he heard as he talked to Smollett during the encounter. Brandon Moore, Smollett's former music manager, said he heard something MAGA country, then what sounded like scuffling. Jussie said, "Yo, I just got jumped," Moore told the court. Smollett sounded panicked and out of breath, Moore testified. During cross-examination, Deputy Special Prosecutor Sean Weaver pointed out, you couldn't see how hard the punches landed, and you did not witness what happened to Mr. Smollett, to which Moore responded, correct. The defense also called an emergency medicine physician who examined Smollett after the alleged attack, and Smollett's publicist at the time, Pamela Sharp. The prosecution said in its opening statement that Smollett orchestrated the attack for publicity and a career boost. Sharp testified that Smollett earned between $100,000 and $125,000 per episode, about $2 million for a season. The judge ended the day by telling jurors not to come back until Monday, when they might hear closing arguments and begin deliberating. Thank you so much for joining me. CNN is the source. So as you've heard with this said commentary, the defense tried to do everything they could to taint the testimony of the brothers, that one was having an affair or relationship with Mr. Smollett, that they attacked him because he was gay, attacked them because they wanted him to hire one of them for security or both. Any attempt he could, when all along, Mr. Smollett paid these two to enact this farce. He knew of them. He paid them. He asked one to invite his brother. I believe everything that the brothers have testified in court, that Mr. Smollett orchestrated this, because all in all, if I'm to believe that these two were heinously trying to assault Mr. Smollett on January 29, 2019, they would have beat the hell out of him. And anybody with sense would know that. They would have whooped him to sleep. They are both very muscular men. One punch would have landed him face down to where he couldn't even speak or talk. Broken jaw. So I don't need anything else. That's my commentary pertaining to Jussie Smollett. As I stated in this commentary, Mr. Smollett's defense team is on the walk right now. The state has rested. The brothers have testified. They've gotten commentary from one of Smollett's friend. I've played the audio of how she believes her friend. She's goofy too, because there's no way in the world you can sit here and say you know Jussie Smollett with all the evidence they've brought forward to show you he paid these men, he knew these men. They don't have any proof of an attack. These detectives did their homework and they came to a conclusion that this was a farce. I believe the detectives and I believe the brother and I believe the evidence that has been admitted in the court in Chicago. That's my said commentary pertaining to the Smollett trial. It will reconvene on Monday morning. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Part 2 of this live is pertaining to FedEx. Here we go. What's going on in Alabama? Mercy me. Somebody does not like their jobs. Several incidents have taken place in the state of Alabama with packages being dumped down a ravine. Incident number 1 was Thanksgiving of about 450 packages. They believe the driver who is no longer working for FedEx has dropped off the packages at least 6 times. Then we get information that another location has received dumped packages, about 20 plus packages dumped. How terrible to be ordering things and assuming you're going to get them in the mail and never receive them by the FedEx driver, courier driver. It is one thing to have someone steal your packages off your porch, but to now find out that your courier didn't deliver them, dump them, it's even more heinous than a random person stealing your packages. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate this. Let's start off with News Nation. 7 days ago, this content was uploaded. Thank you for joining me.
Delivery business, enough said. In Alabama, the company is now picking up hundreds of packages that were abandoned. Somebody dumped them in the middle of nowhere in a ravine, then took off. Kelsey Kernstein is here with a stunning video. What's going on?
Well, Adrian, it is quite the scene. 300 to 400 packages cover that wooded area. If you're like me, when you don't have your package, I'm not a happy camper. Let's just put it that way. But now the goal is to recover this cargo and find out the person that put it there.
Nobody wants to be doing that on Thanksgiving, but here we are.
Trudging through the mud and muck of a wooded area in Blount County, Alabama. Sheriff's deputies responding to an odd call.
We received a call earlier in the afternoon about a few packages that had been located by the homeowner of this property.
A few packages turned out to be an understatement.
As the deputy continued walking, they were able to locate hundreds of packages down in a ravine-type area.
Up to 400 FedEx packages dumped near a river. Deputies think they'd been there a couple of days before the owner of the property noticed them.
I've been down there and I've seen it, and there are several packages. It may have even been more than one truck that came down here. We believe this was a deliberate act.
Now FedEx is working to recover the packages to get them delivered. Of course, the company will also be looking out to find out who did this. And deputies say dozens of people in the area received notifications that their packages had arrived when they hadn't.
What FedEx has told us is that they will go back with a scanner. They will be able to determine what driver actually scanned those packages and said that they were delivered.
Whether it's a company employee or a porch pirate, criminal charges are possible.
There has to be a victim for the crime. Obviously, we have multiple victims.
Well, FedEx is now sending employees to the area to collect those packages. And in the meantime, deputies are standing guard to keep those packages safe. But in September, a now former driver for FedEx admitted he wouldn't deliver to homes with Biden for president signs out front. But the motive in this scenario is it's not sure yet.
Yeah, we can't speculate as to what exactly in the world happened. But to dump somebody's property in the middle of nowhere, ooh, you're getting coal in your stocking for sure.
That is true.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe.
All right. That's my first source pertaining to this FedEx scenario. News Nation Now is the source. What you have to ask yourself is this. Why are you dumping the packages? Because you see, you spending more effort to go find a place to dump the packages. Okay, just saying. You still got to go into the bed of the truck, unload the packages to dump. They're speculating that this is a 6-time dumping of packages. So that means 6 times you had to crawl in, dump the packages out. So that means it's no different than if you had took the packages to the said delivery spot and delivered them. What's the difference? Very, very sinister information coming out of Alabama. News Nation Now is my first source pertaining to this storyline. I'm going to try to find you the latest stories I can. It's very, very sick. Thank you all so much for joining me. 11 Alive News is the source out of Atlanta, Georgia. Former FedEx driver accused of dumping hundreds of packages. Thank you for joining me.
Questioned in Alabama after hundreds of packages were found dumped in a ravine. We're talking between 300 to 400 packages were found last week on private property about 40 miles outside of Birmingham. And investigators say the driver left the packages there at least 6 separate times. FedEx says that the driver no longer works for them. The shipping company is attempting to deliver as many of those recovered packages as possible.
Okay, so now you hear that in this commentary. Source number 2, 11 Alive News out of Atlanta, Georgia. The perpetrator, who was a former employee, is no longer working for them. I do not know if there will be any charges brought against this said person. It is alleging that this person dropped off packages 6 separate times. And there's also information coming out of another jurisdiction out of Alabama that packages were also dumped, at least 24 packages, somewhere in there between 24 and 26 at a separate location. I do not know if it is the same driver or not, but nonetheless, this is a very heinous act because people are spending their money through online companies and they have every right to get their packages. They pay the company for the item. They also pay for shipping in certain on certain items, so they're entitled to get their packages. If you are somebody that is a courier and you have no longer have the desire to do your job, then it's best you bail out instead of dumping these people's belongings in the middle of nowhere. It's a very heinous act. Very, very heinous act. Oh, Lord, I wish these people outside shut up. Excuse my manners. I'm going to go ahead and play you commentary pertaining to this FedEx scenario. Please feel free to hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to Jussie Smollett and the case of the FedEx dumping. Amen. This was uploaded yesterday by The Insider. Police say a FedEx driver dumped packages into a ravine in Alabama on at least 6 separate occasions. FedEx driver dumped at least 450 packages in a ravine in Blount County, Alabama. Other FedEx drivers cleaned up the mess at 5 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. The driver was questioned by police and fire, but it's unclear if they'll face any charges. A FedEx driver tossed at least 450 packages in a ravine in Blount County, Alabama, making 6 separate trips, police say. The driver was fired from FedEx spokesperson confirmed to Business Insider, but it's still unclear why they dumped the packages or whether they will face charges for property theft. The driver was also questioned by police and their identity wasn't revealed to the public. As of right now, we are looking at around 450 individual victims, some in Blount County, some not, that investigators are attempting to work their cases. This will not be an easy or fast case to close, the Blount County Sheriff's Office said in a statement posted to its Facebook page. The packages were found abandoned in a ravine on private property on November 24, and FedEx dispatched drivers from across the South to clean up the mess at 5 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Photos show packages scattered around the ditch and FedEx workers loading them back into the trucks. The Sheriff's Office didn't immediately respond to Insider's request for comment. The security of our customer shipments is top priority, and we're committed to treating our customers' packages with the utmost care, a FedEx spokesperson said to the Insider. In addition to cooperating with law enforcement, we have reviewed the situation and can confirm that the individual involved is no longer providing service on behalf of FedEx Ground. Packages have been reported abandoned in other locations as well, including 20 FedEx packages reported abandoned in Jemison, Alabama, and a dozen Amazon packages dumped in a Savannah neighborhood. More than 1 in 10 packages go missing in U.S. cities every year. If you need verification for the said information, Business Insider is the source. We have Ms. Broomer up here to join us. Thank you very much. Hold on one second. I believe I have one more source to bring you because I want to try to bring as much information. So know that 450 victims have been affected by this dumping. Another jurisdiction in Alabama has had at least 20 plus packages dumped, and also a place called Savannah. I don't know if that's Savannah, Alabama or Savannah, Georgia. But anyway, nonetheless, 400 packages have been dumped in an Alabama ravine. I'm going to read this quick article and I'll let Ms. Broomer give her commentary. Billions rely on FedEx annually to act as Santa Claus and deliver their presents and packages during the holiday season. While almost all of them arrive on time, according to FedEx, some parcels inevitably are delayed or lost. In Alabama, hundreds of packages ended up in a location that few would have guessed, tossed in a ravine by a FedEx ground driver. Authorities are investigating a FedEx driver who took at least 6 trips to dump around 450 packages in northern Alabama, Blount County. Sheriff Mark Moon said. Moon, who described the case as the FedEx debacle, said on Facebook, the mass property theft affects hundreds of residents in and out of Blount County. A motive for the driver's actions remains unclear. This will not be an easy or fast case to close, he said Tuesday. I am asking for patience from our citizens as our investigators work through this case. The driver, who has been questioned by authorities but not publicly identified, was fired from FedEx. Company spokesman David Hill told the Washington Post. The company said it regrets the inconvenience this situation has caused and is working to recover and resend the packages to the intended recipients. And as I told you, they said that their customers' shipments is a top priority. We're committed to treating our customers' packages with the utmost care, Hill said in a statement. In addition to cooperating with law enforcement, we have reviewed the situation and can confirm that the individual involved is no longer providing service on behalf of FedEx Ground. The trouble down by the ravine comes as mail carriers and shipping companies face a holiday package rush a year after limiting staffing and resources brought many services to a crawl. That was specifically the case with the U.S. Postal Service, whose officials have vowed not to repeat the mistakes of the disastrous 2020 season this year. We are ready, so send us your packages and your mail, and we will deliver timely, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said during a meeting of the USPS Governing Board last month. FedEx delivered 3 billion packages in the United States during 2020 holiday season, according to a company report. In a 4-week span between November 22nd, 2020 and December 26, 2020, packages were on time between 94 and 97% of the time, FedEx said. The mystery of the Yellowhammer State began last week when a sheriff's deputy near a small town of Hayden, Alabama, reported what appeared to be hundreds of boxes of assorted sizes that have been thrown off a ravine. The packages were found in a ravine about 30 miles north of Birmingham. Hopefully, we will have some answers soon, the sheriff's office wrote on Facebook on November 24. But even as FedEx trucks from across the South would ride on scene to collect the wet, misplaced parcels, answers were hard to come by. Pictures posted to the Facebook account of the sheriff's office show FedEx workers coming out on Thanksgiving to help sort through the packages in varying conditions, some destroyed, some dented. Then on Monday, investigators were able to identify the driver and bring the person in for questioning. Moon said, it's unclear when the driver allegedly made 6 trips to the ravine to dump the packages. The sheriff confirmed that there are about 450 individual victims in the case. As news of a potential FedEx Grinch began to spread outside Alabama, the sheriff addressed the media attention the incident has received. There have been many questions coming in, mainly from media, regarding the FedEx debacle, he said on Facebook. Hill, the FedEx spokesman, said the company appreciates its customers as they go through the package recovery process. Where possible, recovered packages are being delivered to the intended recipients, he said. In the event of a damaged shipment, we will make every effort to work with the affected shippers to reach a resolution. The Washington Post is my source. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is atrocious behavior from whoever this driver is. I'm assuming it's a male. You should have quit your job and kept it moving. You had no right to take those packages and dump them 6 times or however many times it was, because in the end, the time you spent finding a place to dump the packages, dumping them there 6 times, you could have easily delivered the said packages. You are vile, and I pray that you get a lengthy sentence, because what will be heinous is if he gets a slap on the wrist and just gets probation. And they could make him pay for the packages that were damaged and couldn't be reshipped to the customers. You need your ass whooped, because you know better. Every day people go to jobs they do not like, You should have bailed out. Quit your job and kept it moving. Go find a desk job. This was heinous. Miss Broomer.
Good afternoon,
Good
Miss
afternoon.
Angie. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, where do we want to start?
Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Smollett. Okay. Now I done seen Anna and Allah.
Stop it.
Ain't that their name? Ona something and Allah something?
Girl, don't do this. Don't start. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you.
If they were out to beat him up, like you said, if they were out to beat him up, they're going to come outside on a day that's below zero. If it wasn't, it felt like it. Just to look around and see who they can beat up today. They were just happened to be carrying a. It
won't even matter if they knew him or not. You would have whooped him to sleep.
They would have beat him to
down.
Oh my God!
Anybody's ever seen what the brothers look? They are some very beefy black men. Come on, stay close.
I mean, you put a bag on over their heads. And
I'm worried about putting bleach in your eye. That means I know you.
Thank you. They worried about it? No. Wrong answer. That's probably why the lawyer's crying. Because she knows she done lost this case.
Yeah, and then you want to put the judge in there by saying, "Oh, you're making faces. You're not letting me say what I need to say."
Oh my God!
And he's letting you know, "Hey, keep it moving. I got to go home, lady."
Thank you. If I was the judge, then she would really be crying.
I got to go. Ain't got time for this.
Thank you. She just made herself look like a butt. He already made himself look like a butt. There's nothing he can do to make himself not look like one. Exactly. Oh my God. I can't even believe. Oh my God. The only reason, and then they have to understand too, he's an actor. He's up there acting now. He's in court. Oh my God. Let me put my crying face on. Oh my God. He needs to be put away. He's done broke and crossed every line just in this incident. He needs to be put in jail and let them just look at him as fresh meat. I can guarantee you in 2 weeks he'll be braiding hair. Okay?
Right.
Now, the FedEx person, the only thing I can say about that is maybe he's mental. That's the only thing. He's either mental or lazy and trifling. So we'll put the lazy and trifling into one category and the mentally ill in another. Because I remember when I was little, there was this man that supposed to have been delivering newspapers, and come to find out he had all these newspapers in his house. And when they went in, he was like a hoarder, but he hoarded all the newspapers that he was supposed to have been delivering. Yeah. But he had a mental problem.
Yeah.
I think this person just lazy and trifling.
Well, it's obvious. Thank you, Outlaw. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the trial of Jussie Smollett. The state is rested. The defense has come aboard with shenanigans trying to get the judge in trouble, crying in the courtroom, asking for a mistrial. And then we have a dirty booger dropping packages off down in Alabama. Somebody did not want you all to get your toaster, your easy bake oven, your coffee maker. That's why I don't order nothing online anymore. I don't want to order nothing. I don't want you bringing it to my house because we already got some dirty boogers around here hiding shit. Trying to steal my damn packages here.
Thank you. Oh my God. What is
damn crackheads.
They just sit and wait. You've been sitting and waiting and working.
And yes, I live in a very nice neighborhood. Let me put that in there for anybody to get to start talking crazy.
Oh, they come. That's where they go. They prey on you.
No matter where you live. It's not the neighbors that's the problem. Nope. In the neighborhood, it's the ones right in the vicinity close to my door. Right. It's not the neighbors down the street.
Yep. And then somebody could be just driving through and see. And you're like, oh.
Oh, look at Nunya says 2 weeks he'll be braiding hair. Oh my God, I'm dead.
Yeah, he will be. He'll be braiding.
Felicia.
You want cornrows? You want box braids?
Felicia, I want my hair. I want my hair. Some bees in my hair.
He did it to himself. He did it to himself.
Exactly. There's people that want a job. My thing is this. They are going to give you a description of your job wherever you go.
Right.
It is up to you to say yes or no if you think you can do that job.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the job and thought you could do it and decided it was not for you, be man or woman enough to say, I bow out and keep it moving.
Right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And you're not a bad person to say it.
I'm not ordering nothing online. I can't get it from the store. I don't want it. And I know that you can get stuff cheaper online than buying it at the store. They have more of a stock online, and warehouses have more of the items in stock. But it's like that coffee maker. I could have easily ordered it, probably got it cheaper. But the places that wanted it cheaper still wanted me to pay a $5 shipping fee. And I just didn't want to be here half asleep. Somebody's banging on the door or knock only one time, because these drivers that's been bringing my packages, FedEx, they knock once and walk away. Yeah. I do not want none of these stinking bats to get a hold of mine.
Yeah. See, and that's the bad part. That's what they do.
I'm not ordering nothing online. If I do, it'll be another location. It won't be here where I am. No. No.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with Jussie Smollett?
He going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
He going to jail. He can't think he ain't, especially with a crying lawyer. You're going to jail.
You see, the worst case scenario in that audio said possibly probation.
Oh, but he wouldn't be able to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember somebody said something about a Walmart greeter. That he's around merchandise.
Girl, you stupid.
He can't do nothing. Maybe
Excuse me, I'm snacking.
He can't even ring the bell for the Salvation Army.
You know what?
The only thing he can do is dress up as an elf.
You know what? I can't fool with you.
An
elf.
An elf. That's all he can do right about now is dress up as an elf.
He would mess that up. Jussie Smollett would mess up that. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, that's true too.
Santa be like, hell to the now.
Who is this? He be like, who is this? No.
Drop him off. When we get back to the North Pole, First of all, he would never got in the sled. So when he had to worry about him going back to the North Pole, he would have never got in the damn sled.
Yeah, I just think that is. I don't know. I just think that was awful. That was awful. And then you take the situation at hand that most people are vulnerable about, with the.
But see, this is why it has been said about how we deal with social media now. Most people have become too dependent on social media and apps. You are depending on an app to order things and expect the person to get the order right. You expected somebody to ship that to you. You also expected somebody not to touch your package at your door and steal your package. You are putting your whole business, livelihood, your pocketbook on the hands of other people to get your parcel to your door on time. I had a package come, didn't belong to me. I did the right thing, took it to the woman's house. I went by her house. One time, nobody answered. I went back the next day. She was floored when she saw me at the door with that package. She said, oh my God, my mother just called me from California. She's been looking for this. She says, there's nothing in here but cookies, but my mom will be so happy to know you delivered them. I didn't have to deliver them.
Right.
And I wasn't about to go re-deliver them and put them on her doorstep and didn't know if that was the right place they were supposed to go. So I made 2 trips to make sure it was the person that they belonged to.
Mm-hmm.
But the person could have still lied and said, oh, yeah, that's me. I didn't ask her for ID.
Right. You ever signed nothing?
Say what?
You ain't ever signed anything?
How am I ever signed something? I'm talking about it came to my house by mistake.
Just messing.
Don't start. Look, girl. Look. That don't start no mess. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the drivers, they pick up these packages and they have to have them delivered at a certain. It's a lot. I will admit it is a lot on them.
Yeah, because you're talking about going in the worst of places to deliver.
Yes, and then you have a quota. You got to get all these packages.
Like back in the holler, back in the holler, broke up driveways. You got to worry about they got a Rottweiler, a pit bull running loose. If you're going to get a orangutan or a giraffe jump out and eat your butt cheeks off, you don't know.
Right.
You might have to go in an apartment building where there are no fucking elevator.
Right.
Imagine New York City
No.
where there are no elevators. 5 floors, 4 floors. I got to crawl up to take your package up to your damn door and come back down. Oh, hell no.
And then just think somebody sitting there and be like, take the package from you. I'll be like, okay, see you later.
You get robbed. Yeah, you get robbed too. That's true.
No, I can't.
Hello.
Hi, Queen. How are you?
Fine. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Hi, Miss Broomer.
Hi, Miss D.
Long time no talk to y'all. Love listening to you though. Well, first, Jussie.
Yeah.
You should have took a...
Come on up here. Come on up here and talk about your 5th cousin.
No, wait a minute. Right about now, no damn relation. But to me, he should have tried to work out a plea deal because you know you did it. You knew you was wrong.
Yeah.
And now you want to even extend
more taxpayer money.
Yes, I was like, are you kidding me, man?
Because he's honorary. Jussie Smollett is honorary. He's self-absorbed. He's a sociopath. Like I said, potluck dinner. Don't invite that MF. You don't feel good. Didi, what wrong? You look kind of pale. You have diarrhea and foaming at the mouth, fucking with Jussie Smollett. Hey, shut up. Let me stop.
Wait, and then I beat him up.
Yeah,
beat him up while you're dying.
How you gonna do that in a coma? With your organs that fail.
I'll be in a coma.
Your organs that fail.
I get them before they fail.
Yeah, and like they said, this defense by any means necessary. Every little thing they trying to throw at this dude to get rid of this case. Baby, this case ain't going nowhere until they say guilty and here's your sentence.
And like they said, worst case scenario, he's not getting nothing but probation. But if he don't do anything, if they don't give him jail time, you need to at least make him pay the money back to the city. Whoever you are, the Shuno for Fusho, will you stay out my chat, please, honey? You ain't talking about nothing. Quit putting that shit in my chat.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna get it for that restitution.
Go find your dog to hump. Get out of here.
They're gonna get it for that restitution if they don't do nothing else.
Go find you a cute chihuahua to hump. Stay out Queen chat. This wrong folk business over here. Go get you some.
And if I was owner, I'd beat him anyway, and then take the first plane back to wherever.
But you know what? They need to be beat to sleep too, because you know what? You participated in this stuff, and you tried to get away. You tried to get away with it too.
Who, the brothers?
The 2 brothers.
That's true.
I ain't mad at them. Look, y'all might judge me. I ain't even mad at them. Hey, I keep trying to tell you, the hustle is greater.
Yeah, that's true.
To get some money. And like the lawyer said, you didn't think they was going to call the police. You had to know. He said it. I wasn't thinking.
No, because I think about it, some Benjamins.
Because who's to say that Boo Boo the Clown was going to tell them he's going to call the police? He might have just went to social media saying, oh my God, I was jumped. And he may not even want to go call the police because he had to know that once I call the police, they're going to come ask me questions where I was. They're going to start looking at surveillance cameras. That's how the hell they caught the brothers. That's what was so amazing about this story is I believe the surveillance is how they were able to identify the brothers.
Yeah, because he could have splashed bleach on himself and put a rope around his neck, his own self in his own place without involving people.
And claim a home invasion, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you living in a nice security. You living in a nice security building. You was not about to do it up there in that nice building. I can tell you that.
But to come out in below 0 temperature, I would have to have tagged them.
Right.
And I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I went a little bit too far.
It ain't no black folks getting Subway when it's 10 below.
Okay, and 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at home.
Thank you. I don't even like 50-degree weather. You think I'm
You know, to be honest with you, you know, when it first came out, I felt bad for him. But now, I mean, you know, when all of that all of the stuff really start coming out, I said, you need to be hung out to dry, boy.
Mm.
Seriously, because this don't make no sense. Just for money, and now guess what? You ain't gonna get no money, and ain't nobody gonna touch you. You have
Yep.
ruined everything about yourself.
$2 million. You made $2 million and you didn't even work a whole year.
Okay, how many of us?
A season on TV is not a whole year.
Right.
How many of us would ever see $2 million?
You
None.
got 2 million. You got 2 million plus endorsements from other venues to do this because you cocky and you act like your shit don't stink and you wanted attention. You still a crybaby. You still sucking on your mama's breast. Still sucking on infidel. Now your ass gotta pay all these lawyers, possibly the city of Chicago. You're a fool.
Yep.
Poe Journey got to help him pay the legal fees.
Say what?
I said Poe Journey, his sister, gonna have to help him pay them legal fees.
Well, you know, Journey needs to think.
You better
She needs to think.
for her. Good luck with that, huh?
If she actually thinks that what he's saying is true, I wish I wouldn't pay a legal nothing.
You know what? Just my opinion. I believe his family does not believe him, but they're just gonna keep up their united front. That's just my opinion. Cause ain't no way in the world y'all can believe this. Ain't no way in the world.
Okay. You think the family knows he did that?
Believe that he orchestrated it. Yeah, I do. But they're just gonna stand behind him, throughout this
So
mess.
they're showing good faith in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sitting up a united front. But I truly believe they believe he did this. And probably even said, probably even asked, how come you didn't try to get a plea bargain or something? Or did they offer you one and you refused it?
I ain't giving no plea.
Child, now let's go to the FedEx.
Oh Lord, don't hurt her.
Six different drops.
That's not true. Wait a minute, that's not true. The other town, Jefferson, Jameson, they got somewhere else. They got sold too, about 20-something packages.
But I'm just saying, in that one spot, 6 different drops. Those trucks have, you know how they track your license.
You're right.
Okay, wait a minute now. Come on, FedEx. Somebody up in FedEx ain't doing their job either, because you guys are supposed to be watching that.
Right, because 6 different times, you should know he's got to clock in that he delivered those packages.
Right.
Thank you.
Or the end of the drop.
And at the same time, you scanning. Okay, what location is he scanning these packages at? Because your show ain't scanning them at the people's place of residence or businesses.
At the ditch.
So there you go again. Like I said, the information technology.
Thank you.
There's a footprint, and you follow it. Had the owner of that land not saw those packages, found those packages still be there, y'all, and they probably be some more up in there. Because FedEx wasn't doing their job either.
Yeah, because my thing is, did the person quit after they found the packages or before?
They already changed that, believe that.
Oh no, you know what? Somebody did their job after it was discovered.
See? Yeah.
And they got him, brought him in. Oh, he quit. No, yeah, we're gonna let you quit, but if this get a little bit bigger, you're gonna get charged. Because see, right then and there, I would have been calling in the police. We want to file charges on this. And FedEx has a contract with the federal post office also. So that's why I say what he did, it should be a federal crime.
It probably will be.
I hope so. FedEx, UPS, DHL, Amazon, they all got contracts with the United States Post Office. So I'm like, what the heck is really going on here?
That's why I said either he's mental or lazy and trifling.
Nah, he wasn't mental because, like I said, he did 6 times. And I bet you if they go back into his history, I bet there's more in other sections. I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my take on your topics today. I just had to get on today.
What? Which one you really wanted to discuss then, honey? Oh,
Jussie.
Actually, both. Because, like I said, when you guys was just talking about how they deliver wrong packages.
mm-hmm.
Well, I'm standing outside one day because it'll give you this tracking of where your package is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mine said I'm standing in my driveway waiting, and then it says delivered. And I'm looking like delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wait a minute, where? The FedEx man then delivered my package down the street. Wait a minute, I'm standing there waiting. He goes in and he made a U-turn. He go back and then he come back and he comes straight to me. I said, yeah, I was on you, don't you?
Uh-huh.
We watch those deliveries because guess
black
what?
folks say, where you going?
And he couldn't apologize enough. Ma'am, I am so sorry. And I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But just think, had he just went on about his business, do you really think somebody would have brought my package to me?
Well, I'm sick of the mailman keep putting the wrong mail in my box. I done told you 12 times that person don't stay here. They don't live here. I'm the only one getting the mail here. I done went to the post office gangster the other day and said, I'm returning this. I'm tired of you putting it in here. I put it in the return. Why you send it right back and put it back in my mailbox after I just put it in the return box?
Because they're lazy.
Are you trying to be smart? So you're going to make this person state this address. Okay.
Just straight lazy. I'm like, oh, yeah, we have...
You got 8 boxes you could put it in, but you just adamant you gonna put it in mine.
Oh yeah,
it's just rude as hell.
It's a good thing me and my neighbors because we all get each other's mail and we just take it to thank goodness. But you
very lucky because that's not these people's jobs to return people mail. I'm sorry, that is nobody's job to take you your mail. Because let me tell you what's gonna happen with that. Something gonna get missing one day. You're the first person they get ready to go bang on the door. You ain't gonna even get a chance to come because they're gonna bang on the door and say, "Did you see my Social Security such and such?" No, I did. Well, you been getting my mail.
Yeah, now you better go talk to Uncle Sam, honey. But yeah.
That's a bad habit to start, taking people mail to their boxes, which is the right thing to do. But there's going to be that incident where they're looking for something important and you didn't get it in your mailbox.
Right. Now you can't blame me, baby, that your chicken came. I just sorry. And then, like you say, you got more thieves that work in the post office than outside.
More what?
Thieves that work in the post office.
Well, they can steal all the bills they want. I don't get a whole lot of bills. When you steal it, make sure you pay correctly. Put every cent on the dollar. Amen.
They go send you those, but then when you get those new, you do your new credit card and stuff. That sounds like.
Hey, yeah.
I'm gonna get ready to go, Angie.
Okay, baby. Thank you. Okay, bye. That's Miss Broomer. You want to give your opinion?
I'm gonna go down because I'm putting up my groceries, but I'm still listening. I might pop back.
You come in here talking and they got groceries in the floor. You got black folks do. Lord have mercy.
Well, we still gotta go to the grocery store and.
They gotta do the ice cream milk.
Oh no, I ain't getting no ice cream this time. Look,
I'm thinking about going to the store this afternoon too. Okay.
But I did get a frozen apple pie, so
apple pie.
So that can thaw out. Look, because I'm gonna cook that.
God, I can't.
But it is nice talking to you, Queen.
Nice to talking to you, honey. Happy holidays. Come on up, trucker. All right, because I got my mind jumping down. Okay, Dee Dee, thanks a lot. Happy holidays to you, honey.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. That was Miss Dee Dee. You want to give your commentary pertaining to Jussie Smollett? His defense team has wrangled with the judge. His lawyer's crying in court because the judge won't let her say what she want to say. They're accusing the judge of being biased with facial expressions, lunging at them. The state is rested. His friend has talked to the news saying she can't believe he did this. He's not that type of person. I want to say to that friend, you live in a bubble. You do not know Jussie Smollett, just like we don't know him. And it doesn't matter that you've known Jussie Smollett 20 years. You didn't know that your friend is a fraud. He's a crybaby. He's a sociopath. He is a walking wounded bird. And it's only a matter of time he's going to do something worse than what he did with this hoax. Like I said, imagine if Jussie Smollett decided he wanted to get rid of somebody. What lengths he would go to knock you off permanently. Not just, hey, put a noose around my neck and say, call me dirty names, racial names, homosexual names. How about, I'm tired of looking at you and I want to get rid of you altogether. Jussie Smollett is that person. He's evil and he's vindictive. I wouldn't trust him with a child. I wouldn't trust him as a neighbor, co-worker, lover, friend, nothing. I would not. Yes, he got caught, indeed. You say he left it in your office. Okay, Reese, I did. Hit the link. If not, I'm going to check out of here. I'm already 1 hour in. But I thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. I'll super chat to welcome during the live. This was a 2-part live pertaining to Jussie Smollett. Trial will reconvene on Monday. The defense is now on the floor representing Mr. Smollett in this trial. The brothers have testified. They've had other witnesses testify on behalf of the state. And I believe the brothers, they knew of him. He paid them the $3,500 to exact this crime. As Dee Dee says, he got caught. And he still, at the very end, won't own his part in this heinous faux crime. He's ruined an entire show. Got people all up in arms defending him. But in the end, I think most people know that he's sick. He's troubled. His spirit is troubled. And as far as the packages dumped in the ravine in Alabama, another location has received packages, about 24, 26 packages dumped. This just goes to show you, you can't trust people to do right and do the job. If you are feeling some type of way on your job, just bow out. You didn't have to dump those packages. Because like I said earlier, the fact that you went to the ravine 6 times to dump 450 packages, you could have easily delivered them. You had to go crawl in the truck to get the packages out. So that's the same effort you would use to go get the package out to take it to the person's house or to the person's business. How was it different? How was it different? You drive to the location, go in and get the package, take it to the person's house, home, condo, however it went. You dumped them down a ravine. So what I'm thinking is you went into the truck after stopping it, pulled everyone out closest to the door, and just tossed it down the ravine. It rolled its way down. And then you went back into the truck, pulled another package out. Because I don't know how full the truck was, how long it is or whatever. But nonetheless, you went to the truck, pulled it all out. Then back to the truck, dumped another package, rolled it down the ravine. Back to the truck, rolled it down the ravine. You did this for some time. 6 times is a lot of times. And then you divide that by 450. So anybody can see you spent time unloading the truck. So you dumped at least 90 packages per visit. I want you all to think about that. Or less than 90, rather. I have to do my math. Very, very suspicious. 80 plus times, at least. 80 packages, I mean. So you were still doing your job, just in a heinous way. That's all, facetious manner. Because you still had to go to the truck, take the parcels out of the truck, roll them down the ravine, go back to the truck, back to the ravine. And it's amazing that you didn't get caught. That's first and foremost. The tracking device on the truck, that's interesting. Because we know you had to check in to say you delivered the package. Because naturally you get a notification via your email to say the package is en route. So you had to put into your little database, package delivered. And maybe they don't know you delivered them. Obviously they didn't, until somebody discovered the packages down the ravine and somebody called in to FedEx and say, hey, I didn't get my package. But in the end, you still had to go to the truck to take the packages out and roll them down the ravine. That's the point. And obviously, the truck does not have security cameras inside to see you were not at the said location to deliver the packages, because it would have shown where you were exiting out of the vehicle, back to the back of the truck, and dumping the packages. It's very heinous. I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank the mods on deck and those who came up on the panel. Amen. You all have a safe weekend. I will be back later, probably Monday, if I don't find anything else I want to talk about over the weekend, with more commentary and updates to stories I brought you. Prayers for Summer Wells. Prayers for the Cal City Boys. As most of you know, this is the month that they were reported missing a year ago on December 21st, 2020. When I get more information pertaining to those children out there, out west, I will bring you to said commentary. Anything else pertaining to the search for Summer Wells, I will bring you to said commentary. Thank you, Crime Lines and Lies, for allowing me to speak on your panel today. Amen, Ms. Brooks. Hello, Kevin. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for all my new subscribers, those who share my content, listen to the content. I really thank you all so much for following me and listening to the commentary. Well, out loud, the ball was dropped somewhere with this FedEx driver and FedEx. And I'm sure they're in the works to rectify the problem. But as I said, I won't be ordering anything online because I don't want to sit and wait for anything to show up. And I don't want anything to get here broke. And I don't want somebody picking the package up instead of my fingers picking it up. That's just the queen. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Have a safe weekend. Please keep all your parcels in your trunk while shopping. Be aware of your surroundings when you're shopping. Go in groups at night. And also do not leave any of your parcel boxes outside after discarding them. Take them to a dump to dump off your boxes for your big screen TVs, Bluetooth, so nobody will know what you have inside of your home. And please be careful about posting your new gifts to social media. Amen. Happy holidays.